Right now on The Cut, the search for answers. A mass shooting in Kentucky leaves 5 dead in a regional bank. The connection officers now have to make to the victims and the shooters.
Plus, abortion confusion. The contrasting rulings 2 federal judges made over a pill that provides at-home abortions. The steps Arizona officials are now taking.
And the NBA playoffs are here and the Suns are in. The road the Suns face on their pathway to victory. The Cut begins right now.
Hello and welcome to the Cut Network. I'm Larissa May.
And I'm Tyler Abrams.
Both Tennessee lawmakers who were expelled from the Tennessee House of Representatives for their role in a gun reform protest are back. Tennessee Representatives Justin Jones, Justin Pearson, and Gloria Johnson, named the Tennessee Three, participated in a protest the week before Jones and Pearson's expulsion. The protest was nonviolent and pushed for stricter gun laws after the Nashville school shooting. In response to their role in the protest, the Tennessee Republicans dominated the House of Representatives to expel Pearson and Jones, 2 black men, but failed to expel the 3rd member, Johnson, a white woman, who kept her seat in the House. Jones says his reappointment reflects the strength of democracy.
The truth be told, it sent a message that democracy will not be killed in the comfort of silence, that democracy will not be killed without a voice of moral dissent challenging it. And so I think that they thought that Thursday no one would pay attention, no one would challenge what they did. But the complete opposite happened. The community rose up and fought for this vision of multiracial democracy that we will continue to fight for.
Jones has been reappointed as interim representative until a special election is held to permanently fill the position. At least one of 13 Shelby County commissioners has vowed to reappoint Pearson to his House seat as well. Police now have a motive for what caused the latest mass shooting, this one in Kentucky. This happened Monday at the Old National Bank in Louisville. 5 people were killed and 8 more were wounded, according to police. We are now learning one person who was shot was a 26-year-old police officer who graduated the police academy less than 10 days ago. The suspect was a former employee of the bank and had been there since 2021. Police say they responded to the scene in less than 3 minutes, where they found the shooting suspect still firing bullets and live streaming the event. Officials were able to recover a AR-15 from the scene. Records show the gun was purchased just a week before the mass shooting. The National Gun Archive there have now been more than 146 mass shootings.
A federal judge in Texas made headlines after they ruled a pill approved in 2000 for abortions by the FDA could be banned nationwide. At the same time in Washington, a judge there said the drug could not be banned. This has set up an interesting back and forth. Cut reporter Carly Poyer is here to break it all down for us.
Thanks, Larissa. This is going to have a lot of back and forth. Almost a year after the historic Supreme Court overturn of Roe v. Wade, a federal judge in Texas ruled that he would be suspending the FDA's approval of the popular abortion drug mifepristone. Mifepristone has been FDA approved since 2000 and has been used across the country to terminate unwanted pregnancies up to the 10th week of gestation, as well as helping to manage those suffering from miscarriage. U.S. District Judge Matthew Kacsmarek's ruling last Friday was immediately met with opposition from a federal judge in Washington State, Thomas O. Rice, who delivered a dueling injunction, which means the FDA can continue the distribution of mifepristone in 17 states as well as the District of Columbia. Kacsmarek in return stayed his decision for 7 days, allowing the Biden administration to appeal his ruling. On top of fellow federal judges opposing Kacsmarek's decision, over 400 pharmaceutical and biotech companies have written an open letter saying, quote, "The decision ignores decades of scientific evidence and legal precedents." The letter further declares that the ruling has created uncertainty for the entire biopharma industry and completely diminishes the FDA's authority over drug approvals. The biopharma industry's letter, which includes the chief executive of Pfizer and the president of Biogen, lastly added that Kacsmarek's decision must be dismissed because, quote, "If courts can overturn drug approvals without regard for the science or evidence or for the complexity required to fully vet the safety and efficiency of new drugs, any medicine is at the risk for the same outcome as mifepristone." Meanwhile, in Arizona, a federal judge ruled that people in Arizona will still be able to access mifepristone regardless of the Texas ruling. Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays said this on Monday. For the Cut Network, I'm Carly Poyer. Back to you.
Thanks so much. All eyes are now on the Supreme Court to see if they will weigh in
Say goodbye to the Taylor place you used to know, at least the name anyway. ASU President Michael Crow and Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego will be hosting an event today to rename the longtime dorm. It will be called Gordon Commons. The area is being renamed to commemorate former Mayor Phil Gordon, the mayor who served Phoenix from 2004 to 2011. Taylor Place was created in 2008 along with major aspects of the current ASU downtown campus. The following program will start at 7:30 a.m. and the ceremony will start at 8 a.m. There is no official reason for the renaming.
One man is recovering after getting hit by a train on Sunday morning. This happened in Tempe between 13th Street and Farmers Avenue. Officers say the man was heading on the tracks in the direction of the train when he got hit. The man was taken to the hospital with head injuries, but he's expected to survive. The train conductor said that they tried to blow their horn, but the man did not move after several warnings. The collision happened with a Union Pacific train.
One of the biggest golf tournaments in the world has crowned a winner, and he has ties to ASU. Golfer John Ram took home the prize. Ram beat Phil Mickelson by 3 strokes to win his first green jacket. It was quite the comeback as he entered the day down by 4 strokes. Ram went to ASU and graduated in 2016, ironically in communication. Phil Mickelson, who also went to ASU in 1992, came in second place. He is the oldest runner-up in Masters history. Brooks Koepka was in the lead by 4 strokes on the last day of the tournament, but ended up losing during it. During the same tournament, 5-time Master champion Tiger Woods had to withdraw during the tournament after dealing with foot problems. Turning now to Israel, where violence is sparking growing calls for peace. Cut reporter Alana Goodman is here with the cause and how peacemakers on both sides are trying to call a truce.
Yes, thanks, Tyler. In Israel, there were separate attacks that killed several people last Friday in Tel Aviv and the West Bank. Earlier in the day, Israel hit Palestinian militant targets in Gaza and Lebanon, following several days of tension after police raided a mosque in Jerusalem. Israel attacked due to many rockets that were launched from Lebanon into Israeli territory. This marks the largest conflict since the war between Lebanon and Israel. This tragic event led to 2 sisters and their mother who had British-Israeli citizenship being killed. In Tel Aviv, a group of tourists were hit by a car, killing 1 Italian national. Israeli authorities claim it was a terror attack. On Monday, Israeli forces raided a refugee camp in the West Bank to arrest a terror suspect. During that time, violent riots started and they fired towards the Israeli military. The Israeli military responded and a 15-year-old Palestinian boy was killed. The Israeli military is currently on alert, and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has instructed Israeli police to mobilize all border police units and reserve and the Israel Defense Forces to mobilize additional forces in the face of terrorist attacks. The U.S. supports Israel, and they are in close contact with their partners and their security. On Monday, Israeli settlers held a march in the occupied West Bank in order to protect, and other conflicts between the Israeli military and Palestinians took place nearby, leading to hundreds of injuries. Unfortunately, the violence continues to hang over the region, and there is no solution in sight. For the Cut Network, I'm Alana Goodman. Back to you, Tyler.
Thanks for that report, Alana.
Several U.S. intelligence documents surfaced on social media, leaving many questioning the validity of the reports. The documents leaked include a variety of information surrounding the Russia-Ukraine war, including information about secret American and NATO plans for the, quote, building up of the Ukrainian military. According to the New York Times, other information in the leaked documents includes an American assessment of scenarios that could eventually lead to Israel giving weapons to Ukraine. Officials have confirmed that many of the documents leaked were authentic, but their assessments may not be accurate. The FBI is currently trying to find the source of the leak. Many are reporting that it leaked from the gaming platform Discord.
One popular electric car is getting an overhaul in the name of price and safety. Tesla announced they will be installing iron-based batteries in future cars and trucks. Currently, the automaker uses a nickel-based battery to power their cars. This new battery will not hold as much power as the current batteries, but it reduces the fire hazard and could make the cars cheaper. Right now, the fastest a Tesla vehicle travels on a single charge is 500 miles. This announcement comes the same week Tesla announced they would be building a new battery facility in Shanghai.
Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas is under tough scrutiny after a report resurfaced last week showing Thomas accepted luxury trips paid for by a wealthy conservative donor. Cut reporter Lauren Bly is here with how lawmakers are reacting. Lauren?
Thanks, Larissa. Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York has reiterated her call for the impeachment of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, following revelations that he did not disclose several luxury trips that were subsidized by Republican mega donor.
We need to hold our systems accountable, and I do not believe that we should be refusing to do that for political reasons. I believe that we should pursue the course, and if it is Republicans that decide to protect those who are breaking the law, then they are the ones who then are responsible for that decision. But we should not be complicit in that.
Thomas said last Friday that he did not disclose the luxury travel because he was advised at the time, quote, by colleagues and others in the judiciary that he did not have to report it. Ocasio-Cortez also called on Chief Justice John Roberts, saying he, quote, must now come forward and state if he allows and is allowing this kind of very serious corruption to happen on this court. 24 Democratic lawmakers from both chambers sent a letter to Roberts on Friday, calling for a swift, thorough, independent, and transparent investigation into whether ethics rules and laws were violated by Thomas's trips. Although Ocasio-Cortez said she did not have faith in the Supreme Court to conduct an internal investigation, saying what we are seeing right now is a breaking of the law. For the Cut Network, I'm Lauren Bly. Back to you, Larissa.
Thank you for that, Lauren.
Taylor Swift and boyfriend Joe Alwyn are reportedly calling it quits. This is according to Entertainment Tonight. The two were romantically involved 6 years ago in 2016. A representative for Taylor Swift said the two broke up several weeks ago, but chose to keep it a secret while Swift was on her Eras tour. Swift and Alwyn plan on staying friends. Swifties never really learned much about Taylor's boyfriend. In January of last year, the singer revealed that the song Lavender Haze was based on Alwyn. Fans at one point thought the couple might have been engaged, but that rumor turned out not to be true.
After March Madness ended with a win for the University of Connecticut, 16 teams are looking to become a champion in the NBA, and the Phoenix Suns are one of them. They will take on the Los Angeles Clippers on Sunday, but the road out of the West will not be easy. The Golden State Warriors are the defending champions, but they're facing a lot of competition. Coming into this postseason, in this year's playoffs, the favorites in the West are the Nuggets, the Suns, and the Lakers, whereas the Bucks, Celtics, and 76ers have the best chances to come out of the East. The NBA Finals are expected to begin June 1st, stretching to June 18th if 7 games are needed.
A movie that many initially laughed at the concept of is setting records.
Of course, we're talking about the Super Mario Bros. Movie. It is now the largest animated opening movie ever. The movie got a record $377 million in its 5-day opening period. This trumps the previous largest opening of Frozen 2. The movie also beat Ant-Man's release and is the largest opening for a movie this calendar year. Movie analysts say this is a great opening with much more to come in the summer season. Fast and Furious 10, as well as the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie, also featuring Chris Pratt, are on the way. So have you seen this record-breaking movie yet?
I have not had the chance to see it, but I'm very excited. I have planned on going to see it with some friends, and I've already heard some great things about it. So
the reviews I've heard, absolutely incredible. It's on my list maybe this upcoming weekend.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Larissa May.
I'm Tyler Abrams. We will see you next week for our season finale.